What up, gamers? Spencer here, and welcome back to Shadowverse. So last time we did partners and showdown in the land of darkness. In this video, we'll be doing the bartender closes out and the advent of a hero at the very least. We'll do more if there's more time, but here we go. The bartender closes out. Seka, Kagero, and Drak are freed from the void of Maisha's sorrow. Maisha is weakened from the loss of her 3 victims, as well as Aluzard's blood coursing through her system. The heroes go on the offensive. Like, I just want to make sure, like, that's the one, right? Oh yeah, I think this is the one that is next. Okay, we'll do it. Let's go. I'm excited, man, to see them being free, because that was what was hinted at.
And I sunk deeper into sorrow, into the realization that separation is inevitable. And there's no trickery or loopholes to change that. We're all so different. Who we are, what we are, when we were born, where we'll die. We could travel all the roads we wanted, and maybe we'd find happiness along the way. But our paths would always split in the end. No matter what we do, we all die alone. So what's the point? What's the point of all the happy illusions?
And I sunk deeper into sorrow, into the realization that separation is inevitable, that the threat of misfortune is ever present. Life is lost in an instant. Peace
I just
is
realized,
shattered in
hold
a
on.
strike. The blade to end it all could be concealed behind any corner.
Yeah, they have different names. What was Seka's? Forlorn Fox, Somber Sword. So wait, what is what do you think Drak is? The Pressed Dragon? Dragonute? The Pressed Dragonute?
I could be that blade. It would not be the first time I carved a grave in the gravel. I am terrified of freeing the killer inside me. Perhaps it is for the best that he lies cold in his sheath.
And I sunk.
Oh, the
deeper into
Spondit
sorrow.
Dragonute. But yeah, I noticed they're doing like alliteration with the like Forlorn and Fox, like the F, and then Somber Sword with the S, and then D with the Despondent and Dragonute.
Into the realization that separation is inevitable. We all burn out one day. There's not a damn thing I can do. The lives around you flicker away, and you're left in the dark with nothing but cold ashes. The warmth and passion they had, gone. The dust fills your lungs with every breath. Words won't come out. Alcohol won't go down, but the ashes keep piling higher. It's like I'm being buried alive. I can't fly. I can't go on.
The losses hurt.
They hurt too much.
I'd rather have nothing. I'd rather have no one. I don't want to lose anymore.
Sorrowful
I've
Souls,
heard enough.
it said.
I've heard enough.
I've heard enough!
Oh. So like all their rivals, or like, you know, like the opposing forces in the story that they were in, I'm guessing they're gonna console them.
Where is your poise? The nine-tailed fox once commanded respect. Seka, if you would tarnish the title I wore, I shall rescind it.
Mom? But why are you here?
You cannot tell. You'd lose sight of your own tails if they weren't attached to you. You accepted this power. I cannot believe you drank that man's mana, and without so much as a thought.
That man? Mana?
A fruit cocktail, blended with various juices.
Yeah, so
and a
that's where
sprig
she
of tonic water.
drank the mana from Aluzard.
And my best wishes for your endeavors to come.
Yeah, he's been trying to supply them with mana.
Wait, you mean...
Yes, I mean the vampire. To treat the nine-tailed fox like a common familiar. I have never suffered such insult.
So I guess like being a thrall to the vampire, it has some kind of like, I guess, effect when like others absorb them.
Familiar?
His blood came with commands.
Yeah.
1. Should sorrow plague your host, you must wake and shield
What?
her heart.
Wow.
2. Heed my call.
That's a powerful command. So like if they're sad, if they have sorrow, you have to wake and shield their heart. Man, that's a powerful command, like very specific for this situation.
That wretched bat. The vampires always were overbearing.
Heed my call. How long does he expect me to idle? I don't recall him offering me a seat or drink, Kagero. My blade is so thirsty for action. Can't we pass the time as we once did? How weak. Has your blade gone dull? The whole world's forgotten how to fight without me to whet their blades upon.
Tsukikage, your steel is tempered by past incarnations. You remember, do you not?
Naturally. My steel is yours. Your past is mine. Our souls inhabit the same sword. No hand shall steal my blade from its sheath. Not even the titanic hand of fate. I am bound to you, destined for you, trapped by you. And I will not allow you to feign ignorance.
We share our path, even through the fires of hell.
Yes, took you long enough. Now, let's dance!
So I'm guessing Jock will be greats.
But your steps have no art. You fumble that blade without a hint of enthusiasm. You'll make me lose mine.
Tsukikage!
Where is your conviction? You once shattered blade and bone with the force of a mere step. And now, one little swing has you staggering backwards. Is that the path of which you boast?
I have no words.
I don't need them. Your footwork says it all. You're scared. More than ever you were before. The new world is so perfectly pristine, you hesitate to touch it lest it comes crashing down like shattered glass. You worry and worry that your strength will betray you. And I am getting tired of it.
You are?
Have you forgotten that you bested me? You hold our blade, so it can't spill a drop of blood without your grace. And believe me, if there was even the smallest lapse in your resolve, I would have taken back control by now. It's that stubborn look in your eyes. That's the Kagero I want to break. But for now, I'll yield. It seems you've bested me yet again. I'll be training, so consider the body yours until our next duel, and you'd better not get us killed. I will walk this world again.
Former clan master.
What was that for? Look, I don't know why your spirit's sticking around in the Seer Stone, but if you don't chill, I'll smash it and put you back to rest.
So dude is like beefing with the seer stone.
Ha! I'd like to see you try, foolish wastrel of a boy. My mana lingers, yet within the stone, allowing me to see glimpses of the world through you, my flesh and blood. Ah! And what an embarrassment you have been. You drink and flirt while your duties pile up on grace. You fly from all your responsibilities and training, but a leader must be grounded. The Seer Stone carries the weight of generations. It will not be taken lightly by a brat like you!
Ah! Spare me the sermon. That's all anyone ever does. Complain, complain, complain! It's not like I asked for this.
Yes, I've lectured you enough. With respect for the time Alizard gave me, I will cut to the chase.
What?
Drock, I am sorry. The sickness took me long before you were ready to pull the clan's weight. Greats told me about your dream, you know. To turn the sky blue. It was that day I chose you as my heir. Greats and I were the type to keep the clan under control. But you, my boy, you sought to raise the Dragonoots to greater heights. I knew of but one way to achieve such a goal, and that was to topple the Lord of Darkness. I wanted you to be strong. Strong enough to wield the Seer Stone. Ah, ha! I was a failure, as clan master and as family. If only I had told you before I went.
Yeah, if. How come nothing ever goes right? I'm so tired of it all. Of all the burnt-up regrets.
As am I, Drak. And that is precisely why you must fly. No success is earned without failures. The dearest relationships expire at the end of the wick. The ashes pile up, but there are embers in the coals. Hope.
Hope. In the embers.
The spark to rekindle the forge. But you must fan the flames and beat your wings harder, for you will be the one to shoulder the fallen and carry us higher. So get it through your thick skull. If you're lonely without your million friends, then get back out there and save them. Show them your sky. I should have taught you that when I had the chance, but I hope you've learned your lesson now.
It's not fair. I thought you were gone forever, and you just show up out of nowhere to... Damn it, Pops! Why does the fire feel so warm?
Oh, here we go.
It seems the time has come.
Mom?
The command
What is this?
to like wake up.
The vampire's call. Now, off you go. He finally had the decency to make good on his word.
That's cool to see, like, you know, the rivals or the ones that have been challenging them appear again in the story.
But if I go, what'll happen to you?
Me? A nine-tailed fox needn't think of anyone but herself. I will remain here with the other two spirits and clear my last obligation to the vampire. After that, we'll see. Perhaps he'll banish my soul when he's done with it. That's what I would do. Then, you would become the only nine-tailed fox in Velsar. I suppose I should teach you what your legacy's worth, so you don't soil it. We are a being of exceptional power. Greater than any other yokai. Unrivaled by Velsar's other clans. Ninetails was born a beast like any other. But long she lived. Over her years, she collected mana from countless battles and became a force of legend. That power is unique, and it can only belong to one. Know your glory. Forget not others' envy. You must command strength and ensure you are not separated from your tails, lest... Did I give you leave to touch my tails? And to let go of my hand?
Sorry, but you can't tell me what to do.
Seka.
I'm the nine-tailed fox now,
Ooh,
so I get to decide.
heck yeah.
You wanna know what I'm gonna do with the tails? If I've got more power than anyone, then I've got enough to share. I'll be the spark to bring warmth to all of Velsar. Everyone. Even the people who tried to hurt me before.
What a farce. They'll devour you whole.
They can try, but I'm not giving up.
Yes, I can see it in your eyes. You're a terrible liar, and I know all too well where you get it from.
I'll go help Aluzar then. And next time, I'll be the one calling you back to me.
Farewell, and good riddance. Think what you like, but I will never lend my aid to you.
You're a terrible liar, aren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure you don't. See ya, Mom. Mom, you know what? Next time we meet, I'll give you a name, just like you gave me mine. The nine-tailed fox is kinda long for a name, isn't it? I'll come up with something beautiful and strong. And I'll teach you all about the new Velsar too, so... until then...
That spoiled kid.
So is she going to try to resurrect her somehow?
Trading
Like
me
afterwards?
a child. I don't need a name. I don't need it. I don't want it. And I'm definitely not hanging around this world to get it. Sekka.
A voice rang through the dark, relighting the fire in my heart.
We'll get everything back.
I called out to him, and beside me, I heard two other voices. It's kind of funny and kind of reassuring how we all had the exact same thought.
Alizard,
let me help!
Here we go.
Oh. No!
Heck yeah.
No! How? They were absorbed by sorrow. They shouldn't have the energy to break free.
It is quite simple. I played the longer game.
Yeah, man, I freaking love Alizard here. The thing is, like, I'm just wondering what would happen if like Rowan did not even appear to save Alizard. Like, would the commands even still work? I don't know. Or like, would he just die, but then it would still actually work?
I caught on to your dark influence quite early, and had ample time to formulate a plan.
So now I'm just wondering now. Because I know with him being the bartender, like, he just became one, like, very recently. Like, I don't know if, I don't remember if I'm guessing he did give some mana to Kagero. But I'm just wondering about the others too. Just imagine he, like, gave everyone mana so that everyone else there can be, maybe free. That'll be kind of crazy.
To your credit, you were correct to assume I would use vampiric blood to control you. However, you failed to realize what exactly I had spiked, even after you consumed them.
You don't mean to say you...
I gave blood to my companions, unbeknownst even to them, for fear you would realize. And you did not. Now,
Dang, Alizard, man.
I have hold over
You
you.
played the longer game.
Unlike poison, I choose if and when my blood affects you. I can let it sleep, innocuous. Or I can tug the mana in your veins to command your limbs. Moreover, the blood affects not only you, but also the spirits tied to my companions. It gives them power, which they are now using to weaken you. And finally, our otherworldly allies whittled you down and bought the turns I needed to move each of my pieces to their place.
That's good.
At last, this is check.
Yeah, checkmate, man. I mean, Alizard, man, is so cool. One of the coolest characters in the story. Yeah, so I guess if Rowan and Eris wouldn't have come along, I guess he would have failed. But yeah, I'm just wondering if, you know, if he still died, the commands would still work, and then it would be up to them, in a way. Yeah, it would be up to the three that freed.
How I hope never to play strategist with you again. Every waking moment, my mind is raced with details, liabilities, guilt. I have not slept in days.
But I can't lose. I can't lose the sorrow I worked so hard to collect. The power to be a hero. It can't just fade. And not like this.
Maisha LaForge. The signs were there all along. But your own greed blinded you. Just goes to show. Everything is best in moderation.
Don't talk like this is over. You haven't won yet. So you freed a few souls. Fine. I still have Nerva's power, and all the rest of Velsar. I still far outmatch you.
Emotions are transient as flakes of snow, vibrant as sparks, blossoming flames from coal.
Oh, what the heck?
What?
Yeah, what?
A new verse for a 10th power. Foxfire! Tono! All that sorrow must be bitter. Push it down with a cool, sweet illusion. My treat.
Wait, was that just an illusion? Just wait, that Alizard there?
A mirage? You conniving.
If I may, I am not one for pranks, so I offer my challenge. This sheath is paired with a deadly blade, though I wish not to wield him in vain.
Well, that's lovely, dear. Really. Well, I'm afraid I'm not impressed.
Battle is an art of drawn blade and mastered strokes. You cannot deceive me, for I see the whole picture. The distant moon watches all, behind the veil of hazy light.
Nice.
The defensive sheath and offensive blade paired. This is but our first step, so I will not call it our ultimate technique. I will call it Kagetsuki, art of refraction.
You are
Kagetsuki.
testing my
Nice.
patience.
Like Tsukikage and Kagero together.
Hey, let me grab her for a sec.
What he's gonna do? Like drop her from the sky?
Let's go!
I let you drag me all around Velsar. So it's my turn now.
If you think dropping me will accomplish anything, do remember I can teleport.
Ah, I brought you all the way up here so we can have some fun. We're gonna put a sun in the sky.
Oh snap.
It burns!
Damn right. Now take a good look down at the world you tried to wreck. There's only so much firepower I can bring down there. But up here, the sky's all ours.
Dang.
Stop!
Dude, this is so cool to see.
Hey, Pops! If you're still in the Seer Stone, let's fly together one last time. We're taking her down with everything the Dragonoots have got!
That is a cool effect. I don't think I've ever seen that before. With the fire stuff. A shield.
And that, Invader,
Oh,
is checkmate.
by Eris,
I can
I'm
tell.
guessing.
The power of my blood nullifies the power you absorbed from the rest of Velsar.
We've got a ward, so please stay right where you are. Now that we've weakened you, Alucard should have enough control to release the other souls. The rest is in your hands, Alucard.
Thank you. You two truly are the saviors of our world.
I feel sick. Your whole grand strategy was to rely on luck and miracles. So why did it work? My will, my dream, everything I worked so hard for. Meaningless. All because of a thoughtless gamble.
A gamble to you, perhaps. But to me, I would call it trust. I lived through countless lifetimes of darkness that I could not escape alone. But in the end, I learned that there is always hope, even if one cannot see it at the time. Because I have seen that in infinite lives lie infinite possibilities. What shame is there in that? They are my miracles. I
Somewhere
believe
someone
in them.
has the power I need.
There is a word for people like that. Heroes. A hero is not something you call yourself. It is something you call the people who lent you strength, light, hope.
I couldn't have said it better myself. You have a noble heart, Alucard.
A hero isn't something you can become yourself. Huh.
She about to like unleash her fullest power and break the ward.
How is that fair? Why is is nothing ever fair. The world takes the one thing I ever asked for and gives it to someone else? When do I get to be happy? Oh.
How?
Here we go.
The whole universe bends over backwards to save everyone else, but no one's ever saved me. No one but Nerva.
Everyone, get down!
Uh-oh.
Ah!
Is everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. That guy blocked most of the hit.
Rowan, that was far too reckless.
She broke through your ward, so I had to do something.
The aura around her grows stronger. It seems she has another trick up her sleeve.
No, I don't think she's doing it on purpose. Look.
Hmm. If it's not on purpose, I'm guessing I guess Nerva's like Sorrow power is like consuming her, and now it's like taking over.
She's crying like a small child.
You said it. She's having a meltdown like a 3-year-old, kicking and screaming without a single damn thought.
I suspect she is feeling the effects of her keeper's power.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
She wields sorrow itself. The more we corner her, the more despair she has to fuel her.
Like, I'm just wondering if, like, with Baphomet, because he's like joy, right? I'm guessing if he feels like the most happiest, then he would go, like, the power would consume him like that. Like with Maisha here, like feeling sorrow.
What are we supposed to do then?
This is a perplexing turn of events. She commands far more energy than before.
The mana surrounding her's too powerful. We can't approach her like this. If she keeps going, she'll take even herself down with us.
No! No, I won't! I just need more time. She'll come for me. She will. Nerva! Please! Please!
Man, this is the most sad that I've, heard her voice in. Like, I don't think I've ever heard her, like, be this sad.
Running? Well, she's ahead. More time for us to regroup, I guess.
But yeah,
That
then,
is, if we had people to regroup.
yeah,
She's gonna take everyone with her.
yeah. I don't think it's good for her to, like, run away, because she's gonna take everyone else.
Hey, Alizard, you're the brains. How do we get them back?
We cannot.
What do you mean, we cannot?
Yeah, I don't think they have enough firepower or something.
She is going to teleport to another dimension, Drak. Even if we could follow her and retrieve the people she has absorbed, getting back once the portal is closed is another matter entirely.
I'm just wondering if that means that... The thing is, like, I'm sure that if she does escape, will she go to Ravail? I feel like that makes sense for, like, these guys to go to Ravail.
I knew she would try to escape. That's why I put so much care into weakening her, so I could use my blood to bind her.
Oh, she knew she would try to escape
Great. Any backup plans?
to bind her, but
She overrode my control,
yeah.
so that is no longer an option. Without any limits in place, she could reabsorb any of you. And we cannot reach her if she jumps.
But we can't just give up.
I never said we would. I refuse to live like that ever again.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if she'll go to Ravail. But that means there'll be like 2 keepers, right? I think so.
Sate my thirst. Blood arts!
Ugh. The blood on your hands. Is that?
Yes. I am going to hold out for one more miracle. But I am not going to sit and wait quietly. I would appreciate if you could give me a push.
Got your back, partner. So don't go dying on me.
Of course not. I have only the one life to live.
Yeah, You're getting it now.
Go make the shot count!
The mana is oppressive, as expected, but my blood arts stabilize me. Listen well, Maisha, wielder of sorrow. I will not dispute that there is strength to be found in tragedy. Motivation to change. That is inherently neither good nor bad, if it is but one factor. There are far better inspirations. There is more to life than sadness. Your keeper demands you suffer for her favor. To the extent your life is now in peril, she is using you, Maisha, like an expendable tool. She does not love you back. So long as you obey Nerva, you will never find happiness. Do not go back to her.
Apologies, Alusard. It's just the way you say it. It sounds so silly. Nerva doesn't love me. I'll never be happy. Do you really think? Do you really, truly think? I don't know that. I was a miserable tool, long before a Sunia or a Metzji. For all intents and purposes, my life ended when I purged my world. I threw away
here we
everything
go.
to wipe that slate
Backstory.
clean. And then for the first time, I found a reason to live.
Oh, whoops. I'm like messing with my avatar. My bad. Hold on.
I don't need anything else. My love is truer than some commodity to be traded. I'm not asking for rewards or reciprocation. I devote myself freely of my own will. Without her, I would have lived a life of nothing but misery. But that day Nerva saved me from my sorrow, and I swore I would save her from hers.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just review that because I got distracted by accidentally, like messing with my model here. Let's roll tool before that. You throw away everything to wipe that state clean. And reason to live. No free will. Nerva saved me from my sorrow, and that's what I would save her from hers. But yeah, she purged her world.
I see. You are also just...
Nerva, I promise no matter how many times I fail, I'll get back up. I'll reach you someday. I am yours.
No. Mom. She took Mom.
Skikage. All the spirits of Velsar.
Oh, hell no! Pops! Pops!
They are not yet lost!
The power emanating from Alucard. It's the same as Maisha's.
Her blood. He took some of her
Oh,
blood
that's
during the fight. That must give him some of her power. The ability to transcend dimensions.
Dang. Is that what it did? Like I kind of forgot if that was done before, like the blood thing. But dang, just even getting the blood of Maisha, man, that's just imagine Nerva. Dang, if he's able to get the blood of Nerva.
Then, Valsar has hope yet.
The path forward is obvious. I shoulder the fate of Velsar and make the leap, blade at the ready. And yet, I must not.
Alucard, why?
Yeah, why not? Why must you not?
Because running at her with a sword will solve nothing. Looking her in the eye, exchanging words. At last, I understood. We cannot defeat Maisha, For we lack the means to truly, fully assuage her sorrow.
But what can reach the depth of her heart?
That is what I must
Cetus.
find. The vessel's power gives me
I
one
think
shot
Cetus.
at a miracle. My turn, firing fate's bullet. Go, my bats!
Fate's
Take
bullet.
my will unto the void, and call forth a hero. Someone to end this eternal night.
Dang. Yeah, I think he's gonna try to find Cetus.
Now we wait for otherworldly aid, because we couldn't finish the job ourselves.
Just as we once entrusted our fate to a fortune-telling stranger, and like Revealed relied upon us.
I can't wait to see what kind of crazy stuff goes down this time. I mean, trying new stuff's what Velsar's all about. If we get stuck, we can just
I
ask
agree.
someone else. And then we can help them back.
Like, yeah, try new stuff in general. When it comes to Velsar and Reveal, I guess for Velsar, because at least some of them know that they're in a loop and try to break out.
Precisely. We all have the power to change someone else's loop, just as our Creator showed us. She taught us that fate was not yet set in stone, that in its uncountable iterations, there was chance.
Hey, Floes.
Watch us, Floes. This time, we will pay forward the chance you gave us and refine it into a miracle. We did our part. In a battle spanning worlds, Velsar fought distant foes alongside far-traveled allies. We carried the baton with all our strength to pass it forward to one who would cross our shared goal. We saved our world. Of that, I am certain. Because there is one truth, universal. The bonds we make, the connections we share, those are our salvation.
What cruel twist of fate is this?
Yeah, where the heck are we? Hey!
This can't be real.
Cetus.
You can't be here. Not you.
Here we go, dude. We got Cetus here now. Can't wait to see this encounter. Alright. The advent of a hero. It looks like Reveal is next. I'm just wondering if I should save. Nah, we'll do one more. We have enough time, maybe. If anything, I'll maybe end it to the middle. Nah, we'll just keep going. Maisha LaForge, aspiring hero, vessel purgation, and follower of Nerva. But before she was any of those things, she was an object created to uphold a world in which the circumstances of one's birth determine whether they were treated as people or cogs. I think this is her backstory here. Okay, I thought it would be like the Cetus thing, but I think it's her backstory, like Baphomet.
Salvation has always been selective. My homeworld was littered with lives no one cared to see respected, let alone saved. It begs the question, why? What atrocities did they commit to be denied even so much as pity? My failing was simple. Circumstance of birth. Lord Lure liked to refer to itself as utopia. People knew no inconveniences or woes. People were happy. People lived their days in joy and bliss, surrounded by smiling peers, and the workers who suffered to make it happen were nothing more than surplus. Expendable cogs in the machine, beaten thin in production lines until we broke and someone pitched us in the incinerator chute because we weren't people. And that was that. Society had realized that universal happiness wasn't sustainable. So, they made a new system to cut their losses. A caste system, decided by place of birth. Anyone born in a hospital was a person. They'd come into the world with a picture-perfect family waiting to lovingly raise them. Anyone born in the gear works was a cog. No fuss or fanfare, they'd be tossed in the toolbox with all the others. And then, for the rest of their lives, cogs would assemble and package happiness, while people consumed it.
I'm guessing Maisha is considered a cog, maybe?
To be honest, I struggle to think whether it's more apt to say I was born a cog or produced. I was produced in the Maisha district supply plant with a LaForge-class feminine frame. Hence, like 51,536 other units, I was a Maisha LaForge cog.
So wait, is that like how the cogs are named? By district and the frame? So like there's also like a bunch of other Maisha LaForge.
And for years, that was the only life I knew. I didn't have the cognizance or leeway to question it. Until one day, another Maisha-made cog broached the topic.
So there's like other Maisha LaForge.
But why? Why do we have to work and they don't? We're humans too. We were born like them and look like them and get hungry and tired and sore like them.
The little Maisha cried and cried until someone briskly came and carried her off. I never saw that girl again. The next day, her bookstore had already replaced her with another shelver. As I passed the shopfront, my mind returned to the question, mulling over an answer. Poor little Maisha. If only I could have told you what sets us apart from them. Our birth. The difference is just our birth. We are just like them in all other regards. But from our first breaths to our last, our fates are dictated by odds beyond our control. And I'm sorry to say your outburst changed nothing. You died in vain. But I at least will mourn you. As I turned on my way, something caught my eye in the alley by the back door. A picture book, faded and worn. The way well-loved toys always are. There was a tiny name scribbled inside the back cover. Maisha. As though to make the book hers. And for what? The district produced thousands of Maishas, none of whom were permitted to own property. The signature offered no identification. It signaled no ownership. So why? Why was I so transfixed upon it? Without a thought to the wiser, I took it back with me and gave it a read. It was your average hero story. A man gets superhuman powers, slays a monster, and makes all his dreams come true. From nobody to somebody, zero to hero, all in just 16 pages. There was a grand illustration for the finale. Everyone lived happily ever after. But when I turned the last page, there it was. Down in the corner of a blank end paper. Maisha. Within the covers outside the story. I don't know how many times I reread that book. The epic adventure, the dead girl's name, the hero's colorful celebration, the lone word on an empty page. It was my greatest treasure, I think. Not the mass-printed book itself, but rather the concept of it. The ragged proof of Maisha's effect upon trite images of happiness, forgotten in an alley. Something about that spoke to me. It was reassuring in a way, to think something would remain.
This joke of yours is over.
They burned it.
Dang.
They found Maisha's book and burned it.
Have you lost your mind? What were you thinking? Unlawful possession of property is bad enough, but to write Maisha on it? Do you realize how many Maisha LaForge cogs there are? If news of this spreads, it'll stain all our reputations. What if they trash the whole lot? We are cogs, not people. They don't care about us, so we sure as hell don't need one of our own turning on us. Just die
away! After that, a person grabbed me from behind and carried me away. They brought me to the incinerator chute.
Jeez.
A gaping maw that
All right.
spilled garbage in a wavering haze of heat. I was pushed in. And so I fell with nothing left to do but think. I thought about the people going about their fanciful days without a single care for me. I thought about the worn faces of onlooking cogs, desensitized to it. I remembered a childhood promise with the Maisha who reported me, that we'd get out alive. I remembered the little bookshelf of Maisha I took care of, and reported myself. Those final moments of reflection gave me clarity. I found the reason for my meaningless life. For at last, I understood what being expendable meant. It's something that no one considers worth saving. Something no one would miss if it was gone. That was the problem with me. They could get a new Maisha LaForge so easily. I wasn't remotely worth the risk. Of course, they threw me away. Oh, but that little bookshelver, she was different.
But why? Why do we have to work and they don't? We're humans too. We were born like them and look like them and get hungry and tired and sore like them.
I'm sorry. You shared your personality when everyone else hid theirs. You admitted confusion and sorrow, weeping in place of those who didn't dare. You remembered me after all our time apart. You saw all the injuries I'd collected, and lamented them even when I myself had stopped caring. That's why you spoke up. Because you were trying to stand up for me, weren't you? Just like the hero in your book. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Maisha. It was too little too late. She couldn't hear my tearful apologies. But even so, my first and last declaration was dedicated to her. To all the self-proclaimed people up there, your filthy luxuries are built on our backs and you know it. You're heartless monsters, all of you! And one day may your trash heap's hellfire engulf you! One day, this world will burn.
An intriguing wish.
There we go, Nerva.
What?
You may have it. As my vessel, your undiluted sorrow will invoke the world's purgation. Now choose. Perish, or enforce the will you plead. Nerva, keeper of purgation, awaits your answer, human mortal.
It was like a dream. Too good to be true. But I didn't care. I wanted to be someone just like Maisha. I'll do it! I'll purge this world. So please, Nerva, make me a hero.
As you desire. Our deal is made. Maisha LaForge, wield your sorrowful will here for purgation.
At that, my consciousness ended. When I regained awareness, the world was gone.
That was fast. I felt like for a vessel they would usually go through like so many obstacles, but that was an instant. Unless like for her, like it just, you know, I guess the process just felt so fast.
No life remained, not even a hint of civilization's history. Just an open, empty slate. I did this? I can't believe it. I really won. The blank end paper after my world's finale was so satisfying. All the villains vanquished and all my woes gone. A cool breeze swept the quiet plain, and I relaxed, knowing there would never be a sequel to that tragedy. I won! I won! And now, I didn't really know what else to do. Without the world's backdrop outlining me, I felt shapeless.
Process complete.
Until I looked up and saw her.
The cast world Ladlur has been purged without resistance. However, distillation of passive negative emotion, sorrow, ended prematurely.
I don't...
Error was triggered by an acute drop in sorrow's strength, attributable to contamination by other emotional states. Vessel, explain yourself. Why do you exhibit readings of joy?
So yeah, I'm guessing if she experiences other emotions, like her powers weaken, like yeah, because she got joy, it's not sorrow anymore.
Why do you experience devotion?
Oh, well, I suppose I was happy that out of the whole world, you found me and acknowledged me as human. And when your power flowed into me, it carried such strong feelings of...
That is enough. While the resonance was stable enough to influence the mortal, it was not enough to replace the body's consciousness. The vessel must be punished for her insolent disregard of hierarchy.
Did she get punished by just going to Isunya?
I rescind my power. Despair, mortal.
Jeez. I mean... Okay.
Expendable tool. You serve no purpose. Sink back into the depths of endless sorrow.
Dude, that kind of sucks. It's like you gotta maintain your emotion. Like Belphegor got it easy, man. He's got joy. He just gotta be happy. But for Maisha, she has to be sorrow if she wants to keep her position. Man.
When I next awoke, I was alone in the featureless husk of Ladlur. Nerva had left and had taken her apocalyptic power with her. In the end,
So wait, how did she go
I
to
was
Isunya?
still expendable.
Yeah.
I caused her a loss somehow, so I wasn't worth keeping. I was discarded in a purgatory of my own making. It was a roundabout way of telling me to die on my own time. But I didn't merit hers, and part of me was content to let the story end there and close the covers. But I remembered once more Maisha's place in the picture book. I'll keep fighting. Although Nerva had rescinded her power, I must have somehow clung to tiny fistfuls of Purgation's light. And I knew how I wanted to use it. That's why I exist. Nerva gave me salvation I never earned. So now, I'll repay her. In our resonance, I saw glimpses of a far greater end than the closure of Ladlur's chapter. I also saw the sorrow I had resonated with. There was nothing I could do for her, even if I got the power to stand by her side. But that's no excuse. A hero wouldn't give up on saving her. I decided to make a stand and part from that hollowed-out world with theatric words. It's almost embarrassing to recall, now that I know how pointless it was. But at the time, well, we will meet again, Nerva. I promise. I had already destroyed one world. I had nothing to lose, and didn't care what I had to sacrifice. I threw all reason to the winds, and transcended humanity. With the last dregs of Nerva's power, I made my first leap into the unknown. I survived it, of course, but with the understanding I'd only had enough for a one-way trip. I stood in a stone-paved courtyard. The scent of water pervaded the air and the sky. The sky was just as blue as Ladlur's had been when the buildings blocking it fell away.
Here we go. Sunya.
My mind reeled from the jump, but the sorrow I felt was more vivid than ever. I felt such pain in my heart. My dearest savior had bid me an eternal farewell, and I wasn't confident I could find her. The sun burned, as though judging me from on high. I was barely holding back tears.
Are you all right?
A voice startled me from my misery.
I'm with the Order of Blade Rights. I'd be glad to lend an ear to your troubles.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know where to begin. I'm looking for someone. Someone who can tell me. My eyes wouldn't focus on the man. I replied purely by reflex.
Who are you? Where'd you come from?
My name is Maisha LaForge. Where I came from escapes me.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
Do you know anyone here?
Nobody.
Then why are you here?
I don't know. I thought he'd go on his way, but he stayed with me, asking questions. I turned my eyes and saw him properly, looking right back at me.
Do you want to go with me? To the Order of Blade Rights?
There was something in his voice, his expression. Cold, but warm. Sharp, but weak. Like he was under the swings of a fever.
We're a guild of justice. One that protects the peace and the people of Isunia. If you'd like, we could put you up.
If I may wish for such a thing, I'd like that very much.
That was fast. Just recruiting her like right off the bat.
My first impression of Cetus Law was that of a terrific beast. A lion-like monster you'd find only in fairy tales. And it was quite clear he'd fallen for me on the spot. Poor thing. Made him very easy to use.
Dang.
My plan to find Nerva moved along swimmingly. First, I would prove my merit and valor. With the little power left to me, I would purge the world and become a hero all on my own. Just like in the picture book. I would do what no one else could. I'd defeat the people, the monsters of society. And then my liege would call for me once more to reward me with all my dreams come true.
So yeah, that's been her whole goal in Isunia.
No one cares about the extras. I have to be the star. Bright enough to be seen, loud enough to be heard. The stage itself was of no importance. The play was everything. I directed the people of Isunia to their land's greatest tragedy. All for a prayer, because I would purge life and land. To be her hero.
If there's someone who has to take responsibility, it's me. As a member of the Order of Blade Rights, and as Cetus Law.
There were just two fatal flaws to my plan. First, that I was right about Cetus being sweet on me. And second, that I had sorely underestimated the extent of his feelings. Until our parting moments. Cetus, are you crying?
I now stand before you as the Marshal of the Order of Blade Rights. There will be time for me to cry when the soil of Isunia welcomes me. You take my tears. Carry them with you, off to where you're dreaming now.
Cetus, good night.
Good night, Maisha. And dream in peace.
Oh, but my story didn't end there. I woke right back up and risked my life for Nerva again. How I longed to
what about
see her and lend
Ametsuchi?
her my power.
Or the Metsuchi?
For her.
You woke
I
up
didn't
there.
mind playing second fiddle to the Great Spider. And I would go
Oh yeah,
back
there we
and
go. The
finish
spider.
his job myself. But a small part of me was relieved that she never sent me back to Isunia to finish mine.
It feels like so long since we parted.
So, why? Why are you here?
I didn't honestly expect to be. But this can be no coincidence. nor is it fate. I am here for you, Maisha.
In this skyless, sunless place, well outside the covers of Asunia's hour,
That's it.
stories reconverged.
Yeah, it did. Exactly on the 1 hour mark. Alright guys, so yeah, there you have it. I like that backstory of Maisha where, you know, the world was pretty much, like, depending on your birth, that's like your role in life. And that's like what motivated her to be what she is right now. I do like that. But anyway guys, yeah, that is pretty much it for this video here. That was the bartender closes out and the advent of a hero. Next time, we'll at least be doing Drowning in His Eyes and Beginnings. Oh, without end? Oh, wow. We'll be doing some Reveal stuff, I guess, at the beginning. But yeah guys, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good